Getting the final quarter underway with North Melbourne taking a 7-point lead into the term. Here once again is Dwayne Russell.
Biggest margin of the game was 25 points. North Melbourne held that when they kicked the first 4 goals of the game. Fremantle's had the lead a couple of times. Can they steal it back and get their first victory? D'Alessandro, the shovel on. Cunnington, McMillan. Early momentum could be huge. Brown up. Thomas off hands. Almost. Spur. Ibbotson. Sheridan. A defensive behind. Under enough pressure, according to the umpire.
That was the extra man in defence. They're playing. Both teams are playing a 7-man defence, 5-man forward line, and the extra number there at the back of the pack was able to ease the pain.
Ibbotson towards the wing. Johnson, Goldstein. Goldstein does well. Second effort, superb. Loops a handball. Thomas crunched. Superb rib tackle by Fife. Didn't want to go high. Knew that Thomas occasionally drops into them. Went low.
He took him low.
Grabbed him like a rag doll. And that was it.
Oh, backspin.
It was to stay in momentarily. Trick Ben Cunnington. Millen leading the disposals for the Kangaroos with 21. Lockie Neal 27 for the Dockers. Goldstein front spot, but it's Hill waiting down, stolen by D'Alessandro. There's the extra high ball. Yeah, Brown having to take on a couple. Couldn't do it on that occasion. Zeeble a snap, and Zeeble gets the all-important first goal of the final quarter. That's number 3.
Fremantle trying to use Michael Johnson as that spare defender now, Derm.
Yep.
But again, Jared Waite, he's been fantastic in the last 20 minutes of this game. Able to get the ball to the ground. Just watch Jack Zeeble charges out of this contest, but not too quickly. Just holds his distance, waits. And Waite handballs it to him. Sorry to confuse everyone there. This is really well done by Jack Zeeble. Everyone rushed to the contest. Zeeble's able to hold his position. Nice finish.
Jack Zeeble to the top of the ranking points for this game, but Ross will be a bit disappointed with the third man up. Spoil went back into the nasty, dangerous corridor. It should have come over the back into the vicinity of the boundary line.
Goldstein's lifted. It's another clearance. Atley's handball missed the target though. Main dragged down, tries to get it out and keep it running. Jacobs gets a possession back on Fife and is slammed to half forward. Brown's in a 1-on-2, goes to ground. Dawson puts it to grass. He's got the cavalry arriving though. Ibbotson hit hard by Thomas and Spur takes off. He floats it on Pearce. He sits it on him. Gibson, good fist, got all Sharon. Pearce cuts him down though. Manufactures a kick. Sutcliffe, Pearce knocked it on. White joins the party. Gives it to D'Alessandro. Handballs inboard. Hill, Cunnington, get out of here. Goes inside, misses Higgins. And Johnson takes the mark.
That was a power play by Cunnington, wasn't it?
Short to Neal. And the Dockers out of trouble, but now they've got to score 3 goals to regain the lead. Here's Fife getting away from Zeeble. Pavlich will kick one here if it sits for him. It does, but he's claimed. Did he get boot to ball?
Post!
Well, it hit the post anyway.
That is, he got there literally 4 years too late. 4 years ago, he'd have had that half-metre pace more, and he'd run into the open goal.
Yeah,
that happens to everyone.
Nat Fife didn't need to kick that as hard, though. It's just an easy dolly over the top to Pavlich.
So the Goldstein hand pass to D'Alessandro is okay. Off to Gibson. North now shooting up towards Higgins and co. He flew, but he couldn't get a handle on it. Neither could Waite. Dawson's at the back, just pushes wide. They go further back to Spur.
Now, the middle of the ground is going to be open if he's brave enough.
It's called to go. Spur from the back pocket. He doesn't. He goes wide, and it's belted over the boundary line.
Well, I think that comes back to hurt him. That was a golden opportunity. Nat Fife over to Matthew Pavlich. We've seen him D'Alessandro. Looks a little bit sore here. Went for the handball. Just copped one in the back. So he's got a bit of whiplash there. He looked like he was touching his chest. So probably just a little bit winded.
Well, he got a touch there. A hurried kick. McMillan couldn't spoil from the back. Thomas was in front. Higgins waiting down. Gets it away now. It was touched, so play on is the call. Who's going to be first to it? Wood is there. He tries to shrug the tackle, but he can't, and he's claimed. Ripping tackle. And he's going to be pinged. That was Zach Dawson in game number 150.
And waste no time, plays on Alex Pearce. Said a good afternoon at the office.
They're having trouble getting more than about 70 metres from North Melbourne's goal now.
Ballantyne, Atley, hands in the back free. Ballantyne's ball.
Good decision.
Go in, Boyd. You've got to be brave.
Yeah, there's 3 minutes left. They go inside, but they're still being a little cautious. Now the inside. Zeeble read it to perfection. No one to go too long. Only a short. Petrie within range. Loads up. Wait. Leaves Gibson to go for it.
Just too late, Brownie. You've got to see it in the automatic. If your teammate's got 10 to 15 metres around, pierce it at him.
Certainly haven't been on top of the game, Fremantle, the first 3 games, and sometimes when you're just lacking that touch of confidence, but the game's so close, you don't want to pull the trigger, and that hurt him that time.
To push the margin out. Give them some breathing space, and he's got 3. There's a ton of time left in this.
He's been big since half-time, Sam Gibson. He's run out in the wing. Players like this really, the interchange cap really helps them. They're able to run out the game strongly. And Fremantle, I suppose, his opponents are starting to drop off, and Gibson's getting more and more space. And you see him coming from the wing, down the outer side. He's able to sneak down there. It was a good decision by Drew Petrie, who normally would have had the shot in that situation, but opted to go for an easier kick. Good composure by Drew Petrie, summed it up well.
And the equation just getting that little bit more difficult for the Dockers. They now need 4 goals if they're going to regain the lead and keep North goals. Still a long way to go.
Damning start, 85% in the forward half for North this quarter.
Goldstein wins it to Cunnington. Cunnington, penetrating hand pass over the top's going to be all right for Higgins. Here they go again. Petrie's got it inside 50. He snaps it goal. Is it coming back? No, it's going right across the face. In fact, it's going to bounce and stay in play. Ibbetson's caught, and he's gone. What a great tackle. Don't, Lindsay. Thomas, Barlow and Spur. Meantime, Boomer's the one with the footy. Tucked in the pocket. 25 out. On a tight angle. 6 goals last week. In a heroic performance. This for his first for the day, but what a time to do it. He brings it back. He brings it back all right. What a goal. Boomer is king.
A little master.
Now you've got the difficulty, Brownie. Can Fremantle kick 17 goals? They've got the points in the bank on the behinds tally. Can they kick 5 unanswered goals, bringing it to 17 for the year?
Well, North really lifted their pressure rating in the last quarter. Holding the ball in their first half. The pressure's building on North Melbourne, on Fremantle. Boomer summed it up really well. You've got that extra 5 metres now. Distance between the man on the mark and the players surrounding him, so he didn't rush it, took his 3 or 4 steps, opened up the angle. Good experience. In the past, if he had to come out that far, that ball would have been smothered, but with the new rule interpretation, it allows that. Starting to dominate now, North Melbourne out of the centre.
They've come back from 25 points down once already today. The Dockers. Wells spills it. Swallow. Fife clears it to attacking 50. Pavlich. Little nudge on Thompson. Put his head down. Went for the Sharon. Jacobs back. Some poise. Tarrant wobbles one. Boomer's lifted. Quick fire hands. Del Santo. Experienced heads to half forward. And that's a brilliant pluck. Wood descended inside 50. Thomas to the pocket. Can they land a blow here and maybe knock the Dockers out completely? Jacobs squeezed inside 50. Bouncing ball. Higgins. Wood. Crozier. Pearce. Missed main. Back to Del Santo, threatening here, just over the outstretched arm of Thomas. Boomer bends it around. Not quite. Boy, it would have lifted the roof off.
And Benny Brown in the centre of the ground, about 20 metres out directly in front. Obviously didn't see him. Benny Brown did throw the arms out, but then he realised it was Boomer Harvey, so quickly put the arms back in.
Now, you have a look at this. This is the way this team plays. Look at the middle of the ground. There is nothing down there. There is no player down there. So they'll go to the flanks, and North Melbourne know it.
Spurs kick is long. Fife he finds.
Yeah, just go to where Fife is.
Beautiful.
Scrap that idea.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Daniel Pearce down towards half forward, but Ferrito chops it off again, gives it to Thompson. Thompson, a deft little chip is okay. A long way from home is Petrie. Could have gone more directly, but decides to go wide, and that's okay.
Been good, Drew Petrie, the last 2 or 3 minutes, showing good patience when he's had the ball in his hands.
Still a long time to go, but the Dockers need the next couple if they're going to stay in it. And this young man coming into the side this week has done a pretty darn good job.
Yeah, he's taken 3 nice marks now. It's a really good mark floating across the pack. He jumps well at the ball.
He does.
He reads it pretty well, dude.
You know how you get a naive view of some players at certain clubs, and the coaches and the selection staff know much better than we do on the outside the capabilities of a kid. He's only played a handful of games. He's 22, so he's been around a while. There must be something in his game they're not totally happy with, but one thing he can do is slide through and mark overhead, and he can kick the ball pretty nicely.
Playing just his 9th game in his career. He's first for the year, and he's kicked his first goal. And what a time to do it.
I really like this kid, Dan.
Yeah, me too.
And it's hard to break into this forward line. You've got Waite, Petrie and Benny Brown ahead of you in the side. So it's going to be hard to get a game as a key forward. So just watch, he held his width out in the pocket. He just floated in from the side. He knows the ball's going to be directed to Benny Brown. He knows Benny Brown's going to get most of the attention, but he's able to float in. It's got a nice vertical leap as well.
If you're good enough, Brownie, you can break into any side.
Well, he had 36 possessions and 3 goals in the VFL last week, so he's played his way in through pure form.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a real player for North Melbourne Football Club.
You've got to reward that, and they have, and he's rewarded them. Back in the middle, Zeeble pumps it. They've kicked the last 6 goals of this game, North Melbourne. Gibson, body on the line, wins a free. Last 6 goals of the game. They could be the only undefeated team in the comp. Top of the ladder tonight. Big fly, White!
Jeez.
He's plucked it from nowhere, and he can kill them off now.
How good's this bloke been in the second half? Well, really, since the last 10 minutes of the third quarter, Dwayne, has this bloke really lit up, lining up for his 4th goal now. I think he's been the most influential player in the last half an hour, and he's really turned the game back in North Melbourne's favour. This will be huge if he kicks this.
For a 38-point margin.
Oh, that's good odds. Look at that.
Look at that. That's all time, this spot, all grounds. There's your competition pace setter. Can you believe it? It's North Melbourne, undefeated after 4 rounds.
Quickly working towards his 3 votes in the back of the last 20 or 30 minutes, Derm. It's been fantastic. And how good's he been since come over from North Melbourne?
From Carlton.
Carlton,
yeah. That's 10 contested possessions. And Lindsay, it's as if Lindsay says, I'll just lean over. You take the hover.
He's got a good jump, hasn't he, for a guy going on 34 years old.
Let's have a look at his standings now. Big Tommy out in front. He's closing 16 goals.
4 goals last week, 4 goals today.
Up to Eagles second.
And stretching the Kangaroos' lead. What must Ross Lyon be thinking at the moment? Pavlich in the middle, but couldn't get it away. The Harvey hand pass was okay. They're just controlling this football at the moment, but that was a good tackle from behind. Harvey's going to have to go again on Ibbotts, and he does. Swallow comes in to assist. Weller is there for the Dockers. And a stalemate. But perhaps that vision says it all. Disconsolate look the senior coach's face.
Well, they've lost their ability to at least break even in the clearances. And a free kick means another one goes North Melbourne's way this last quarter.
To Jack Zeeble.
Clearances in the final quarter here, 7-1, favour of the Kangaroos.
Right. Just deciding to switch play.
They don't know. Just come back.
Thompson short. It's going to be okay.
They can completely evaporate any spirit that is remaining now. If they just possess the ball for a few minutes.
Well, Del Santo sent it back, and now it finishes with Zeeble.
Yeah, you're not running down the clock. What you do is just possessing the ball and making Fremantle come up to where the mark is. Just putting them into a real negative mindset.
Zeeble short again. That was exactly the same distance as that last kick. One was not 15 and one was.
It's good to see the umpires more red hot on that distance there, Sandy.
I'm not sure the Saints agree with you, Brownie.
No, I do.
Brown, the kick, Waite was edged out of it. He's looking at the umpire while sitting on his bum. All to no avail. Higgins keeps it in play. Does he? No.
I think it's been a problem in our game, creeping into our game for a while now. See Jared Waite here. A little bit of a push out there. A little bit tired, so he probably fell over a little bit more easily than he did in the first half.
Brown in the ruck, knocks it down, Swallow. Head down, ball between his legs. 9 minutes from top spot.
So Taberner's come onto the ground and replacing Griffin. So Brown comes up and has a run on the ball and gives Goldstein a bit of a well-earned rest.
Brown dumping that tackle. And Cunnington, who's got some nasty in him, puts Subin down.
When they needed it, they had Cunnington, Zeeble and Swallow all in the centre together. That's really got North back into the game.
Barlow floats it. Fife doesn't get a chance to float in. Thompson's big fist knocks it down. Main out of play.
They put all their big bulls into the centre square. When it looked like Fremantle had all the momentum in the second quarter and early in the third, they put their bulls in there and they've delivered. Certainly Goldstein has lifted in the last 40 minutes of play.
Yeah, there are the workers in this final term. Oh, interesting from Taverner. Not 15. Del Santo, a good tackle. Subin almost squashed by Wells. Finally, they get it out to Taverner.
Wasn't that interesting? He dived on the ball. The umpire said, keep going. He dived on it, but the bloke rolled on his back.
Thomas, but taken by Pearce. A high ball up towards full forward, smashed clear. Plenty of Kangaroos waiting down. Higgins is one of them, and away they go again. He's got it in the middle of the ground and he runs. He gets clear, gets a hand pass to Cunnington, who gets caught. Ripping tackle by Weller, and he's not happy. He bounced up Weller saying, why on the earth did I not get a free kick? And he's told in no uncertain fashion. Kangaroos have got the Suns next week, then the Dogs.
Was that the Kangaroos player saying great call up?
Yes. Zeeble. Some holding on going on there. It's going against Zeeble. Now Spur. Dockers, on the other hand, they've got Carlton next week and then the Crows. They're going to be in all sorts of strife. They're must-win games coming their way now. Weller still frustrated about that lack of decision. A poor kick. Lindsay's given away a free kick. Didn't like it, Lockie Neal.
You notice how Lockie Neal had to hold him then, because Lindsay was going to collapse to the ground. He thought if he goes down completely flat, it might get reversed. So he holds him and stops him from falling to the ground. Clever play by Lockie Neal. Watch here. Bang, that's the free kick. Push in the back with two hands.
Yeah. Here's Ballantyne, centering ball in towards full forward. Can anyone score a goal? Weller is there again.
It's been lively today. Lockie Weller.
Like his game.
Yeah, Rossi Lyon cops some criticism sometimes for not playing many younger players, but you know, he's brought in Lockie Weller. Ed Langman's in there as well. So you can't play all the young blokes at once.
Yeah, had Darcy Tucker as an emergency today. He was obviously fairly close to making an AFL debut. McDonald. Trouble. Maybe not. Adley, all part of the plan. Gets a chance to burn his way through defence. Makes it Wright's problem. He gets a kick away. Half smothered. Daniel Pearce, Subin. Backs out of trouble. Weller, Fife, the finish. And a consolation prize perhaps for Nat Fife.
That's his third goal, Nat Fife. Spending a bit of time forward. Worked hard there, good finish. And a little bit too late for the Fremantle Dockers there. Their effort hasn't slowed down though. I just think they got a little bit tired, but certainly North Melbourne have lifted their rating here in the last quarter, and Fremantle haven't given up by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, Ross has put a team out there today with 4 players less than 30 games.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
2 of them, Weller's on 7th game and Langdon his 5th.
Yeah.
So it's as young as Ross is ever going to tinker with.
Yeah, he can't be accused of not playing the younger players, I don't think.
So 31 points the margin with just under 7 minutes remaining. Hill can't get away. Barlow pounces. Hill goes again. Look at Wells at the bottom of the pack. He's worked hard. Barlow gets it out, but it's straight to Wright, who gets a hurried kick, putting them inside 50. Johnson's got to stand and wait, and he caught one on the back of the head for his trouble. And that brought the 50-metre call.
Another 50.
Well, he gives it away. Hill goes. Hill gets caught, and he's going to be pinged. Wells.
He was half stiff then with the umpire talking. He slowed up there, Brad Hill.
Petrie also got caught. Subin gets the hand pass away. They've still got a chance here. Hill kicks long,
Crozier.
bending it back. Crozier it is. I'm sorry. There he is. He's frustrated, sensing that was perhaps one of the last opportunities he had to try and keep his side in the game.
And in the interim, you heard Schmitty explaining it to Brad Hill why he got nutted then. Stephen Hill, sorry.
Burrito short to McDonald. Just a little too much on it for Todd Goldstein, but he's got support at the back. Into the wide open spaces. Brown is the only rule, although descending now is Wood. Getting clear. Hill takes it from Pearce. Goes down towards the forward line. Opportunity for Goldstein. Cunnington twists nicely. Penetrating hand pass is well claimed. That was by Wright. Wright gives it off to McMillan. In the middle of the ground is Atley. Out wide is Wells. He says, I'm going to pass it to you, Jared Waite. You can take the mark. And he does, but he's a long way from home. His worm-burning pass to Harvey's put him under pressure. But Harvey's clever. Let's have a look at him. What can he produce? Goes backwards over the head of Ballantyne. No one gets a kind bounce. Eventually it's Pavlich. Gets it off wide. Chance now for the Dockers to try and find something inside the last 5 minutes. Kick's got to be good here, and it is. Fife is waiting alone to take it on the chest.
I guess that's going to be the discussion, boys, when you look at the Kangaroos' premiership aspirations. They're a heavy scoring team. They've got that covered, the over the 100-point mark we keep talking about with the premiership predictor, but they do leak over 100 points at the moment, and that's going to be the concern going forward.
Fife for number 4. And he gets it. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the fourth for Nat Fife. Once again, he's tried his heart out with 25 disposals and those 4 goals. But it's interesting to have a look at those players over 30.
Yeah, made mention of the juniors before in Fremantle. These are the teams with players over 30 years of age. And these 2 combatants are ranked 1 and equal second. North Melbourne was 7 over 30 years of age. The Dockers got 8 on their list. And then you've got half the amount of those teams down the bottom of that page that are equal 4th. And they are with 4 players.
Still got some players from North Melbourne having a big impact. Waite, Harvey, Petrie, Ferrito, Wells.
You'd argue
all
they're
over
the
30.
best.
They're arguably the best, yeah.
Griffin, Goldstein, Wells had a piece of it. Fife again, extracts it. And Hill drives it long. Taberner, bouncing ball, kept it in front. Stolen by Ferrito. Picked his pocket. McMillan, not a lot to go to. Bangs it towards, well, Thomas will do. Thomas collects. Cunnington, scoop handball, delightful. Swallow wide. Wait. Tucked into the boundary. tried to manufacture something clever and almost deliberate out of bounds.
I'll just take your memory back 20 seconds ago. The ball comes to Taverner, and we love key forwards. He was 6'4", 6'5". But you have a key forward who's got some real agility about him. He marks that on the chest, that Taverner one that he let bounce, because he just wasn't prepared to dive or couldn't get to it.
Zeeble, Wells, Goldstein, Brown. Attempting to produce one of the final nails in the coffin for the Dockers.
It might play on quickly here, but this might be a discussion for Kingy. But I think any time you've got a really dominant midfield, a lot of clearance players, Swallow, Cunnington, Zeeble, Del Santo, Goldstein putting it down their throat, kicking him to a forward line. But he's got so many options. He's got 5 top quality goal kickers here. I think, you know, sides are going to have to kick over 100 points to beat North Melbourne this year.
He's soaking it up.
Yep,
he's waiting until he gets the call. He's looking at the clock. Now he's approaching. The clock stops. And well done.
Bending it back. He's done a good job there. What a sensational goal. To beat Benny Brown. That is his third.
He used that like a basketball shot clock.
Yeah,
he wasn't prepared to release the shot and take it until he did exhausted his full capacity of time there.
And cleverly done, because they brought in the 30 seconds to hurry people up, but at this point of the game you use it as wisely as you can.
He waited till there was 3 seconds left, and then he started his forward movement, got on the runway.
Ooh, goal kickers, good spread there.
It's great.
A couple of midfielders involved as well. Seen that fire for Freo, but Gibson and Zeeble have popped up and kicked goals. Good thing about North Melbourne, they have got goal kicking midfielders right across the board.
Gibson has had a fantastic afternoon. Spreads it wide to Jacobs. 24,000 fans in at Etihad this afternoon. The majority of them North Melbourne fans, and the majority of them would be delighted by what they've seen from their team, and probably a little surprised. Top of the ladder, undefeated after 4 rounds. Atley bangs it long. Goldstein up. Good pluck. Didn't quite get it.
He's hurt his team.
Wood front spot. Holds it in. 2 minutes left. We'll get a ball up. There's some tired bodies out there, and Goldstein and Wood are one of them, and 2 of them there on your screen.
Just gradually got the better of Griffin, Goldstein in the second half.
Yep. Well, somehow Fife still fighting hard. Ballantyne. Walters holds for Barlow. Protected him. McDonald. Right. Atley. They're playing with them at the moment. Thompson flicks it wide to Cunnington. Marks just inside the boundary. Inside 2 minutes.
He gets the calm it down. Just possess the footy now. They'll go out the other side. We mark, kick, conserve energy, make them run up to the mark, take your time.
It'll be a 4-0 start for North Melbourne and a 0-4 start for Fremantle. Who would have thought that at the start of the year?
Better tonight though, Fremantle.
As they were last week.
Certainly would have been confident in North Melbourne being 4-0, but you would have thought the Fremantle right up there with them, Dwayne. It's been the real surprise packet of the AFL season so far, Fremantle's form.
But at least Carlton or Fremantle will have a win next week.
It's very nice.
It's a draw.
Oh, thanks.
We might replay that comment if it is.
So the Kangaroo defenders just racking up disposals here at the moment. Maintaining possession. They go down towards half forward. Johnson's at the back. He overruns it. Waite wants to steal it off his teammate. That was Higgins. Now Wood. Can the young man make it to Brown? Well smothered. Spoiled and pushed over the line.
Schmitty says it's a clean sport. Hey, Mason Wood, he passed that. He picked him out there. Just got a little bit too much air on it, but that was very cleverly done.
There's the next 4 for Freo. Carlton, Adelaide, Crows, and then Hawthorn. Tough road, especially when you're starting at the bottom. Here's Higgins. Short. Wanted Jacobs, couldn't quite find him.
Oh, it's a
Throws
long
it
way down
almost
there.
to Gibson, and Griffin couldn't get it. Now Thomas.
Paid it.
Did a quiet day, Lindsay. Kicked the first goal of the game. But that was a clever mark.
Had to feel for big Jonathan Griffin. Just
Yeah, big Jonathan Griffin. It was a long way down there for time on in the final quarter.
so Lindsay Thomas to have what will possibly be the last kick of the game.
He's kept his shorts up today, though. That's a bonus.
It's a new elastic or something.
More often the white ones come down.
He needed to. They were in his ankles.
Well, he won't pull this to the right.
Kicked the goal in the first term. He's 35 metres out. He kicks as the siren sounds, and he's away to the left. But that doesn't matter because his side has recorded in the end an emphatic victory. They fired out of the blocks early, were challenged, and they've answered the challenge. The boys from Arden Street successful by 31 points.
+7 inside 50s. Plus 67 disposals in the end and clearances. They got the better of Fremantle by the end of the match. Tackles were pretty similar, 70-67 in favour of North Melbourne.